Hello. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Delta Force Induction briefing for 2026. For those of you who don't know me, I am Ritul, a third year computer science student and a proud member of Delta Force. Over the next 45 minutes, we'll walk you through who we are, what we do, and the process for joining our team. We'll be holding a Q&A session at the end, so please feel free to note down your questions. So let's start with the obvious question. What is Delta Force? Delta Force is the official programming club and the web team of NIT Trichy. We are a team of passionate students driven by a shared love for programming. So, next question would be, what does Delta Force do? First, we are the driving force behind the digital experience for our college's biggest festivals, Pragyan, Festember and Aave. We build and maintain the websites and tools that tens and thousands of users rely on. And it's not just the public-facing sites. There's a lot happening behind the scenes too. Content management systems for quick updates, admin portals, PR workflows, registration systems, and all the things that make a huge fest run smoothly online. We also build administrative portals for key functions like halls booking, mess registration, research portal, scholarship portal, etc. Next, education and knowledge sharing are also crucial to us. Throughout the year, we run workshops to foster a thriving coding culture on campus. Our Hacker Talks keep students up to date on the latest trends, and through our PSR initiatives, we even introduced high school students to the magic of programming. Last year, they were building the dinosaur game from scratch. So yes, we build software, but we also try to build a stronger coding culture around us. Next, we look into the campus initiatives. Our other campus initiatives include ePay, a custom payment app to facilitate easy transfer of credits to food stalls during Festember and Pragyan. Next would be DOR, a single sign-on method for NITT students that enable you to use one password for all NITT related websites. Next, we'll move on to the fun stuffs. So, we host regular scrums where we discuss about the projects we worked on, and also we have a very good competitive programming culture in our club. We host internal contests, DSA contests regularly. We also have lightning talks on a regular basis, and we conduct hackathons internally and participate in external hackathons as teams. We also write blog articles. So next, I call upon Sai to move on with achievements.
So, hi everyone, I'm Sai, System Administrator at Delta Force. I just want to say one thing before I get started. So, all the seniors you see right here in front of you, we're all just like you last year and the year before. We were sitting here, curious, and a little bit unsure. The only difference is we showed up and gave it a shot. So whatever is holding you back, just let it go. Because what matters is you're here right now. Now let's talk about what Delta has been up to and our achievements. Delta, we actively participate and win in hackathons. To name a few, Transfinite, TriNIT, and Tails GenTech, and Pragyan Hackathon. Other than that, we have many members who participate in open source. For example, we had a member last year who was a part of LFX at the OPI project. And we're really proud to announce that our sub-team of Delta qualified for the ICPC Regionals on-site. These are real competitive achievements which help to showcase the competitive spirit of Delta and reflect the kind of culture that we have here. Now, moving on to projects, our best pieces of work. So, some of the most important projects are DOR and DPay. I assume most of you are already familiar with these because most of you have used these during Fest or for the dashboard. Other than that, we have Rembook here. Rembook is a portal which is used for managing memories. When you're in your fourth year, you'll be using Rembook. It's used as a blog post to save your memories and use them in the future. And then we have Watchtower. Watchtower is an internal management system which is used to deploy and help in managing the server. And up next, we have the fun stuff. So, the Pragyan games. Have any of you here played them? Okay. Anyone else? Okay. So, we have a lot of games for Pragyan. These are really fun and interesting games. These are more than just simple websites. They have much more depth to them. They are like a complex piece of art. We have multiple games like Arcadia, Seawars, Superheroes, and Terrabound. And other than that, we also host and conduct Brickyam CDF every year. CDF stands for Capture the Flag. And moving on to the next part. So now let's start with a quick gameplay demo of the
Hello,
videos. Let's see
this
what
is Arcadia
these
Rivals.
games are about.
So basically, this is a trading card game. You collect cards by battling against other players or dungeon masters to earn trophies and move up the leaderboard. So one of the major changes we have had this year is a completely new battle system. So this year's to battle, players would have had to build a deck with exactly 25 cards. Now there are three types of cards: minicon cards, strategy, and support cards. Now, minicon cards are the primary units in your game. Each minicon card has its own unique element, own unique amount of HP, and unique set of moves. The moves being passive, basic, advanced, and elite. Strategy cards are cards which can only be played once per turn. So these cards have massive impact immediately or in the upcoming turns. Support cards have minimal impact, but they stack up very fast and change the flow of the game. So each card or attack has its own resolver. A resolver in the backend is a set of actions. So we have a mini game engine set up in the backend where you can create cards very fast by mapping a resolver to its own unique set of actions. Now, charges are the main currency of the game. So with charges, you can attack, and charges can be obtained by starting your turn, using cards, or using minicon attacks. Now actions have like modify charge, modify shield, modify health, or draw a card. So when you want to create a new resolver or a new card, you just reorder a set of actions or create by mapping a new set of actions. And when a resolver is resolved, it executes these. Now, each minicon has its own passive ability. So the passive ability is basically working on a hook logic. So hooks each have its own resolver, which is triggered by certain events. Events include on card draw, or turn start, or turn end. So when this event happens, the resolver is resolved and the actions are executed, changing the game state accordingly. Now, the bot works on a scoring function. So each scoring function is built for each unique card because of a certain set of actions. Now, the score changes depending on the current game state. Now, the PvP and PvE takes place on WebSockets. This entire backend is built using Golang, whereas the database is handled using MySQL. Now coming to the front end. The front end is built using two main frameworks, React.js and Phaser.js. So React.js is built for overlays. For example, the world chat, the profile, and the new market. The new market this year we have added is the dealer. You can buy cards immediately out of the shop for a certain price from the dealer, and we also have auctions from previous year where you can put your cards to auction where other players can bid. Now the other main framework, Phaser.js, is for the player map, minimap, and the entire battle. The entire battle is built using Phaser.js. Now that's it for Arcadia. Thank you.
Hey everyone, I am Niharika, web developer at Delta Force, and I was part of the team that built Seawars, a bite-hawk challenge where code meets combat. You can write algorithms for your bots which will compete with the opponent's bots to harvest the algae on the game board and deposit it in your banks. You can also destroy the enemy's bots and lockpick the enemy's banks to steal their algae. The algae can also be poisonous, and harvesting poisonous algae will kill your bot. The engine driving this game is a 3-tier architecture. We built the front end with TypeScript and 3JS for high-performance rendering. The back end is powered by Go using RabbitMQ for matchmaking and NSJL to sandbox the simulator. The Python library CMaster provides you with APIs, contexts, utils, and templates that you can use to write your strategy. You can learn more about the library by reading the documentation. Once you have written your code, you can click on submit to save the code, and you can enter practice mode and battle your code against the easy, medium and hard bots that are written by us, and refine your logic as well. Once you are ready, you can enter battle now, where the matchmaking algorithm will pair you with someone in your ELO range and then battle your codes. Once the match is done, you can watch the live replay of the game and analyze enemy tactics. The winner of the game is given trophies, which increases its ELO. C-Wars is just a glimpse of what we build here at Delta Force. If you want to make interesting games and projects like these, do apply for Inductions, and I'll see you there.
Hello everyone, this is Parth Kohli, a developer at Delta Force and a part of the team that worked on the Superheroes game. Superheroes is a team-based multiplayer game where the player's objective is to go around the map and solve minigames in order to earn points for their team. The minimap used in our game was made by our team using the Blender application, and it is rendered using Three.js. The backend we worked on is using the Echo framework in Golang, and it uses Redis for caching all the live gameplay. Moreover, our game uses WebSockets for efficient communication between the backend and the frontend, using WS in the frontend and using Gorilla sockets in the backend. The game uses MongoDB for the database caching for the players and the superheroes and other details, which are not needed necessarily as quick as the other information needed for the live gameplay. We also use an LLM integration in order to make the description for the minigame that is being played by the player. Upon joining the game for the first time, you are taken to the login screen where you can click the login button in order to sign in using Google. The game uses OAuth in order to verify the player's identity and fetch the data regarding the player from the backend. Upon joining the game, you can see the player's profile in the top right corner where you can change your profile picture, look at your rank, see the number of coins that you currently own, and see your current rating. Upon going, you can also access the shop where you can buy any avatar that you would like, and upon clicking buy, you will be shown the glitches of each avatar which it can use in every game in order to sabotage the other players playing the current game. From the shop, you can go back home, and in order to start the game, you click play. Upon clicking play, you will be added to the matchmaking queue in the back end, where you will be matched with players of similar rating, and you will be added to a room. If not enough players are found with your current rating, then you will be added with bots into a room. Bots mimic the player's capabilities perfectly according to your rating. Upon joining the room, you'll be shown your avatars and you can select your avatars. Additionally, you'll be assigned a team based on your player, and you can after selecting the current avatar, you can click enter to join the game. After the game assets are loaded, you're shown this entrance screen where you can press V in order to enter the full gameplay experience. You can switch between the first player view and the third person view depending on your preferences. The objective of the game is to solve minigame puzzles that spawn throughout the map. The puzzles are shown through a pointer floating on the map. Additionally, you can also go to the game. Additionally, you can also see the puzzles in the minimap in the top right corner as the red symbols given above. You can also press M to see the exact location of each puzzle in the minimap, and you can go to the puzzle location. Additionally, if you see any player from the opposing team trying to solve the puzzle that you would like to solve, you can also add a glitch to the current playing player in order to sabotage their game. This will help slow them down and help your gameplay experience be faster. For example, if we go to this minimap puzzle shown by the pointer here and press E, we can see that there is a current player solving, and we can assign a glitch to the current player. This will help slow down the player's performance and help you perform better. You can additionally click start in order to play the minigame. After you complete a minigame, you earn a certain number of points and coins depending on the difficulty of the minigame and how much time you took to solve it. Additionally, the game has many multiplayer features which offer immersiveness and a good experience to the players. For example, the team chat can be accessed by pressing enter, and moreover, you can see the sprites of the players throughout the map as they move to solve the different puzzles. After the game gets over, you're taken to the leaderboard screen where you're shown the team which has won, along with the number of points scored by each player in each team. You can see the overall leaderboard for the game, along with the individual leaderboard for each team. After the leaderboard screen, you can go back to home by clicking the home button, and in the home screen, you can see as your rating gets updated according to your performance in the game, and your coins get updated as well according to the number of coins you have earned during the game. Using this, you can also go to the live leaderboard, which gets updated after each game and uses your current rating as a scoring method.
Hello everyone, I'm Anvita, a software developer at Delta Force. I was part of bringing the strategy-based multiplayer conquest, Terrabound, to life. We have used Unity engine for the front end, with backend managed by Nakama server, Postgres SQL, and scripts on Golang. The pivotal element in Terrabound is conquering as many states as possible, strategically manage defense in your home state, and attack with a master plan gameplay, all the while trying to keep your morale high and elo higher. The game map is procedurally generated with Voronoi partitioning, border distortion using Perlin noise, BFS flat fill to ensure contiguous states, revamped with graph-based biome generation, ocean carving, capital generation, and terrain texturing to ensure a 3D immersive experience. Your state is indicated, and the player can start mining Aurum to start building the troop and update attack and defense lineups. The combat system itself factors in lineup positioning, biome modifiers, and morale mechanics. Each troop has its own stats, accuracy, biome based efficiency, health, power, and the final combat outcome is computed through weighted scoring functions, with morale being a dynamic multiplier. This year's upgrade of the game, we have completely refreshed all the tech stacks used. Procedural generation is now deterministic based on seed values, allowing a new world to be generated by just modifying the seed. The attack mechanism is line based, creating a real war-like feel. For the multiplayer backend, Terrabound uses Nakama, which is an authoritative game server. The Unity client communicates with Nakama using RPC calls. During gameplay, actions like attacking a state are sent to Nakama, where the server validates actions and updates the game state. Can't wait to meet you all at the inductions.
Okay, so here comes everyone's favorite part right now, the perks. What benefits you get out of being in Delta? Next slide, please. So, first of all, you get access to Sun Labs. Sun Labs is a very own private lab where we have our own AC and we have access to high-speed internet. And plus, the vibes are really cool in there. So make sure it's one of the best benefits there. And after that, we have our own Delta server with 64 GB RAM and 24 CPU cores. So you've got real infrastructure to build stuff on. And also, all Delta members get access to Base Zero, which in Fest is a pretty big deal. And all of you guys must be participating in hackathons and other stuff here and there. All the expenses of these hackathons and other stuff all get reimbursed by Delta Force. So if you're going for a hackathon, you're covered. Then there's a really vast alumni network. Delta grads are living at places like Google, Meta, Apple, and Stanford. The network is generally valuable. Okay, now let's go through the details of all the domains we have. First of all, we have Vishwa here, who's going to speak about the world of web development.
Hello everyone, I'm Vishwa, second year CSC, and I'm going to talk about why I chose web dev and why you guys should do. So I feel like there's this common misconception that web dev is just limited to HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. But that cannot be further from the truth. because there is so much more that we do in web dev. It's more of logical thinking and problem solving. So when I started off learning web dev, I too felt the same. But then once I got on working with my induction tasks and then later projects in the club, I realized that there was a lot of things that we do more than just making the website look good. We work on security of the website, authentication, architecting the system, and then we pick the correct technologies like the language and the frameworks to work on. Yeah. So when I started out with my inductions, I just knew basic HTML and CSS. But the tasks were and they will be structured in a way such that you can learn as you go, keep solving them. So the first project that I worked on after getting into the club was deforms. It was aimed to replace deforms within our campus. And I was assigned the front-end work in deforms. I expected it to be pretty simple actually. But then setting up the repo in my system to run it locally itself took so much time and it taught me so much as well. So, looking back at those days, I feel nothing but, gratitude towards Delta and I feel grateful to be a part of web dev in this club. So coming back to why web dev, if you're someone who's creative, who loves coding, who loves architecting complex systems, loves problem solving in general, web dev is definitely the right choice for you. And if you're someone who just wants to, explore things and find out what you like, I would still recommend web dev for you because web dev is it's insanely huge, it's very vast, there's a lot of things you can do. There's nothing that you can't do in web dev honestly. So I would recommend web dev for everyone. And it's like a very essential skill for aspiring software engineers. So do apply for web dev, learn a lot during your tasks and have fun coding. Over to Albi to talk about app dev.
Good evening everyone. Let me start off with a question. How many of you all can comfortably use your phones with just the pre-installed apps? Probably none, right? It's the apps we install like Google Pay, WhatsApp, Instagram and countless others that truly unlock your phone's potential. I mean sure, you can use WhatsApp, Instagram on a browser, but who really does that? Apps are what transform your phones from mere devices into powerful personalized tools. I'm Albi, an app developer at Delta Force, and I'm here to explain what mobile app development is to you guys. I'll also be sharing my experiences at Delta Force, where we create innovative and scalable applications solving real-world problems. Now, app development isn't just about writing code. It's about problem solving and user-centric design. At Delta Force, we create native Android applications using Kotlin and Java, and cross-platform applications using Kotlin multi-platform, all while maintaining best industry practices. Our work spans across multiple fests like Pragyan, Festember, Our Way, and Orientation, where we build applications that enhance the festival's experience. We've also built DeepPay, a seamless mobile payment solution, and games like AR Hunt, an augmented reality game which you might remember from your orientation. Now, if all of this sounds overwhelming, don't be afraid. Last year, when I applied for Inductions, I had no idea about any of this. I had zero experience in app development. But the structured induction process at Delta Force made it an amazing journey for me. You will even be assigned your personal mentor who will make sure you do all your tasks and help you guide you step by step. So, if you're someone who's curious about mobile application development and if you want to build your very own app one day, then apply for Delta Force. It's the best place. You'll have a supportive community who will help you grow, learn, and innovate. Even if you're unsure about whether app development is for you, just apply. What's the worst thing that could happen? You'll gain a lot of experience and ideas. And the best thing that could happen, you'll get into the best club there is. Thank you. Now, I'll pass it on to Yashwant who will explain the system acquisition domain.
Good evening, NIT Trichy. Can I have some noise for a goated goal over here? I don't hear much. Can I have some noise? Yeah, that's better. Okay, I'll cut through the sprint. I can feel the root static at me. So, I'm Yashwant, SysAd at Delta Force, and I'll be answering the question of what exactly does SysAd encompass. So, when you open an app or a website, you see what's on the surface. We basically build the bridge which connects raw code to a functioning system. So a SysAd at Delta Force is responsible for deploying and managing the infrastructure for every single project that gets built and And deploying is not just like putting something online. It's a multi-stage process of preparing a system to handle real-time users. We work with servers, databases, networking, automation, etc. to ensure everything works without any hiccups. Because at the end of the day, if an application is like really good but it cannot scale or it like crashes under load or something, then it's kind of pointless, isn't it? And as you might have guessed, if things go haywire at 3 a.m., it's the sysadmin people that get called. So we work primarily in Linux environments with containers, Docker networks, stuff like that, and cloud infra to basically make sure the systems are stable, scalable, and efficient. Apart from just maintaining systems, we also continuously test them and try to break them. So we actively participate in CTFs, which are cybersecurity events. Like in layman terms, you could basically say hacking. So we actively participate in various CTFs throughout the year, and we are also responsible for pen testing and load testing all the pre-GAN games before they go live. So like we have to find vulnerability, simulate real traffic, stuff like that to ensure that the games can handle the stress of concurrent multiple users. Apart from that, we are also solely responsible for organizing PCTF, which is a global level cybersecurity event. We had more than 2,000 participants from multiple countries this time, including the top teams from CTF time. So yeah, that's basically covers what SysAd does. Now I'll tell you something about my experience. So being completely honest, last year same time I was in your shoes. I had no idea about what SysAd actually was. Yet curiosity got the best of me. So I audaciously chose to apply to a domain I knew little about. And let me tell you, hands down, it has been one of the best decisions I have made. So if you are someone who likes to dive deep into stuff, basically if you are someone who likes to fuck around and find out, then SysAd might be your calling. So hoping to see you guys in the SysAd PIs. Bye bye. I'll hand over the mic from the group.
Okay guys, so we are not just into software development. We also explore projects in the area of machine learning, bot programming. For example, D0 is one such project we introduced last year. We are planning on introducing a couple of new projects as well. So if you're interested in learning and working in machine learning, there is room for you too. So now let's move on to alumni relations. So yeah, we have an extremely good alumni network in Delta. They often come to campus during tests and interact with us. To mention, the CTO of HackerRank, Mr. Harish Shankaran, is an alumnus of Delta Force. Also, you can see where our alumni are placed. Any company or university, you name it, we are there. So now let's look into some of the testimonials given by our alumni.
Hey, hi everyone. This is probably making me feel a little bit older, but okay, let me do it still. So yeah, I'm Dheeraj. I'm a graduate from NIT Trichy from the batch of 2021 and also an alumnus of Delta Force. If you're looking for someone to hype up Delta, then I'm probably the right person for it even after so many years. Let me give you a perspective of what you get at Delta as an engineer who has been in the industry for the past 5 years and worked with 3 different companies and been interacting with numerous other engineers all across the world, right, at this point of time. In a world where software is being developed at a speed faster than your Swiggy deliveries probably, practical experience at building software is something that's really a good skill to have. Even in the future when most of the code is going to be written by generative AI tools, I still believe that having that early practical experience with building software gives you that advantage. Here's what I believe that Delta gives you, right? The first thing that Delta probably gives you is the experience of working end to end for a given product. Oftentimes in a company, you're put to a specific pod and the company dictates the tech stack that you work on. But that's not the same with Delta. At Delta, you decide your tech stack, you decide where you want to write your code, you decide how you want to host that code, you decide the infrastructure where you want to run your code by meaning the servers you want to run your code. You decide how you deploy those and you decide how you get your product to the customers. And if something breaks anywhere in this pipeline, it's on you and you try to fix it, and that's more fun to learn. Why it's important? Because let's say you're put in a company and you're working in a pod. It's really nice when you write software that is mindful of all the other pods and not just the pod that you're working on, right? So that's the first thing. What's the second thing? I believe Delta gives you that practical experience to play around with the basic building blocks of software. What I mean by building blocks, let's take for example Git, containerization, Docker, container orchestration, and then reverse proxies, CDNs, DNS, etc. and etc. Right? You have the opportunity to kind of play around with all of these small building blocks that when you eventually come into the industry, you understand all of these things much more easily. And when you write software, you know the basic building blocks of software. Trust me when I say that. When I show a little trick of Git that I learned at Delta to some of my peers back at work, they're often almost astonished that Git could even do that. I also did not know that, but your time at Delta and the fuck ups that you do there kind of lead you to that, right? Third thing that I believe that Delta gives you is it instills a sense of curiosity amongst members. It instills a curiosity to understand what is this new tech, how can I use it. If something new is coming up, your hands are not. You want to grab it as fast as you can, and you want to play around with it and at least see how it works. Let's say you have a Linux distro that's coming up new, and you really want to go ahead and then install it on your laptop and then play around with it and then learn from it, right? This is something that you don't get in the industry outside. And let me give you an example. I had a friend back in the day in Delta wherein he was hell bent on using GraphQL, and at that time GraphQL was pretty new, but we all kind of advocated for it. We went on with it. We all learned it. But now look at the industry. GraphQL is now being used everywhere, and now probably that gives you an edge, right? So that gives you an interesting experience, right? Finally, this is what for me Delta is more about, right? I believe that Delta makes you enjoy software engineering. There will be so many moments in your time at Delta that you wish happens in the industry, or at least I hope so. I have literally broken service, broken into the extreme wherein Festum was running and we had just closed all new connections to the Delta server, all new connections to the Festum server. It was I clearly remember the entire environment on that day. It was pure chaos, but it was still fun. The luxury to work late nights to just get your software delivered the next day is something that you won't get, but rather work in tight deadlines that some other TPM who does not even understand tech does. Similarly, Delta gives you the space to be around with like-minded people. It also normalizes being around with people who are probably better than you, but learn from them at the same time. It also gives you that space to carry some friendships for life. Delta has given that all of those things for me, and I really believe that it would give it for each and every member who's getting onboarded or who's already there in the team as well. With all that said, I recommend everyone listening to this to give a shot at the inductions. As far as I remember, it's a pretty fun process. It keeps you busy during the summer, and at the end of the summer you probably have learned something for yourself. If all goes well, right? If all goes well, someday when I visit the team again in the future, we will meet again, right? One last thing, personal note from myself. I hope the team does not cut this off. It's also completely fine if you don't end up making it into Delta. Keep your curiosity up, keep building on your basics, keep building little fun projects that you have for your experience. And I believe the industry is always open for such talents, right? And Delta is just a catalyst. All right. Have a nice induction time, guys. All the best.
Hey folks, I'm Suhail. I'm currently a software engineer at Microsoft. Back in 23, when I was interning at Microsoft, I had to present my project to a wider audience. It was the final week of my internship. During that presentation, I was introducing myself as, hi, I'm Suhail, I'm from NIT Trichy, EC, and stuff like that, and I presented my project. Once the meeting was over, my manager invited me and told me that that is the first time he realized that I'm from a non-CS background when I introduced myself. because not once in that 2 months I showed him any visible signs of non-CS background because I was really good at it. That's when I realized that one club can change your life. There are three reasons you should join Delta. The first reason is the culture. A culture that embraces learning and curiosity. We have a lot of projects in Delta, but they're not projects because there is a need for the projects. There are many projects that we just made because we just want to learn some new tech, or we used different frameworks in projects for no reason, just to experiment with it and learn how it works, right? And people in Delta expertise in different things: AI, ML, blockchain, or front-end engineering, or whatnot, right? But then the common theme is learning. They're all curious people who are passionate about learning, and that is something I learned at Delta, which is the ability to master the art of learning quickly and growing quickly, which really helps me in this computer science field, because by the time you're watching this video, there's already 4 new JavaScript frameworks out there. The second reason why you should join Delta is you will meet a lot of like-minded people who have the same interests as you, or different interests that you might eventually be interested in, which will help you learn cool stuff and develop new skills, right? And yeah, also you will get great teammates for hackathons and competitions where you can participate and win. The third reason why you should join Delta is you can develop a career in software. There is a serious gap between what is taught in classes and what is happening in the industry. If you are not in any circuitral branch, then it gets even worse. Delta gave me and several others the opportunity to work on critical real world apps that are used by people, actual people, and by doing so, it made us feel more confident when going into the industry, and also gave us the necessary skills that gives an advantage when we go into the industry, right? And the alumni network in Delta Force is extremely vast, and there are people and folks in top universities and companies to guide and support us to grow better careers by providing one-on-one guidance, referrals, and just about everything. Join Delta if you are really passionate about computer science, and if you want to meet like-minded people, and you want to build cool software that creates actual impact. Delta has given me some of the best memories that I've had from college life, and I agree with the fact that one club can change your life.
Hi, my name is Vignesh, and I'm a software developer at Citycorp. And I was actually batch of 2024 at NIT Trichy, and I'm here to talk about my experience at Delta. So this is not to convince you to join the club. This is just, with the hope that, me sharing my experience will just leave you at least 5% more informed when it comes to you making the decision, right? So yeah, I feel like, primarily the thing which has had the most impact on me in Delta was the fact that I was around people with similar interests and similar passions. So in that way, I could, collaborate and, build things, just look at stuff, just learn things which I wouldn't have been able to do, especially because I was personally from a non-cyclical branch, like I was from MME, and I feel like Delta like gave me like these opportunities to learn, which I wouldn't have gotten if I was not in the club, right? And obviously being in this atmosphere also made me make a lot of friends. So obviously when you're like a bunch of people with common interests, you tend to become friends, you tend to bond. And when it comes to like the more fun parts of being in the club, so we went on a lot of trips. We went we had different hangout sessions. We just went for dinners different to different places in Trichy, and yeah, so all those things actually were like a very good part of my college life, and I wouldn't trade anything for that. So those actually really good college memories for me. And yeah, so being in the club is actually not all about work, right? So it might seem like that from the outside, but then inside it's more about the the interpersonal relationships we have with people and stuff like that. So yeah, that was so Delta was one of the better parts of my college experience and stuff. So, yeah, so hopefully if you join the club, I hope you will also be able to grow both professionally and personally like I did, and you'll obviously have a lot of fun doing it. So that I don't have a single doubt about it. So yeah, and yeah, so all the best for inductions, and I hope you guys have the same experience which I did in the club. Bye.
Hey guys, hey all. I hope you're really good. I'm Kavan. I'm a fourth year CSE engineering student. I've been part of Delta for the past 3 years as a web developer. I am here to share my experience in the past 3 years and the memories I made and the things I did in Delta. First of all, it's a really big thing to show up for such election during. Like I didn't expect this much crowd, to be honest. Exactly 3 years back, I was in the exact same place where you guys are. Just same as clueless as like you are, like about what Delta is, what Delta does, like why should I join this club. But at the end of the induction briefing, I was like, okay, I told myself, okay, so this club does a lot of cool projects. Maybe why not give it a try? What am I gonna lose in giving it a try? And thinking of it, that was one of the best decisions I have made my entire college life. Coming to the induction process, it is not just like another induction process that you would have seen in other fest teams. The induction process itself for me was a roller coaster. Like for me, when I was about to start the induction process, I had no idea in coding. I didn't know what development is, and I didn't know what an HTML file is. But at the end of the 2 to 3 months in the induction process, I was able to build my own full stack application, like which is a pretty big deal for a first year. And the learning curve I had in the induction process was really steep, which made the process much exciting. And the efforts and the learning I had throughout those 2 to 3 months was worth it when I finally joined Delta. Coming to what Delta does, so Delta is not just about building a cool project or something. Like it is the like-minded people that you see. Like these are amazing set of people that you find in the entire campus. And whenever you enter Sunlabs is our headquarters, which is in Octagon, where we work pretty much 24/7. Like whenever I enter Sunlabs, so I find like all my peers working on completely new stuff which I'm completely new to. So like if I go have a chat with them, like I get to learn a lot of new things, and like you get really motivated to learn new things. So the mentorship culture in Delta is like really good. In scrums, like we have scrums like which happen often like in weekly or monthly. So in scrums that this community of 30 to 40 people like come explain what they did, what they recently found, like what they recently found in tech or something. So like just listening to them like allows you to learn a hell lot of things. So throughout my journey, my seniors always had my back. So like when I was a second year, I remember like asking stupid of the questions like to my seniors, and they were very patiently answering, and them even pulling all nighters along with me like to get things running, like to get the sites up and running. So like those are like very good memories that I'll always cherish. And my biggest takeaway from Delta is what I would say is Delta taught me how to learn. Like as like the old alumni or like mentioned, the induction process and joining the club like truly like makes you learn the essential skill on how to learn, on learning how to learn. Like before this induction process, or I think before joining Delta, I was always like in fear of taking new challenges or winning anything new. But after that, I was pretty sure I didn't have any of those fear in me. And okay, so like all of this, like joining Delta, all this secondary. So I want all of you guys to have this experience of going through the induction process. And though like the next 2 to 3 months that you'll spend in the induction process will be really useful, even if you don't end up in coding. Like so, just apply for the induction, enjoy the process, and see where it takes you. And that's pretty much it. All the best, and see you all.
Okay guys, so the most awaited moment, timeline. So next slide. So our timeline is pretty long, but you will learn a lot of new things if you follow consistently. So the registration will start today, so we'll send you the link in the next slide. So after that, we'll have mentor allocations on 5th April. Your mentors will reach out to you on WhatsApp. So make sure the mobile number you give in the induction site has WhatsApp enabled. After that, your tasks will start tentatively on 10th April. It will go on the entire summer. So the only thing I want to tell is that a lot of my friends who applied for Delta during my time, they felt it was intimidating and gave up. So if you just continue without giving up, like you can definitely do it, even if you're new to the field. Next, we'll have personal interviews on 2nd week of July, and we'll have on-sites and hackathons on 4th week of July, and we'll wrap up everything by 1st week of August, and we'll declare the results by August 1st week or 2nd week. So next we'll go to the FAQs. So first question, are there any prerequisites to the induction process like knowing how to code? Nothing, so there's no prerequisites. The tasks are designed in such a way that you learn everything from scratch. So just give it a try. I'm pretty sure if you stay consistent, it's very easy for you to get into the club. So does my department matter? Absolutely no. I know there will be a guy in your batch who will be creating rumors that they prioritize this and that department. So there is nothing like prioritizing department. So we don't collect your department in the form. So your department does not matter. How do I know what domain to choose and can I apply for more than one domain? So yeah, you can try out more domains. You can apply for all 3 domains. You'll be getting mentors for all the 3 domains. You can try doing the task. So whichever you feel comfortable, you can proceed with that domain. And yes, you can apply for more than one domain. We recommend you to apply for all the 3 domains. Can I be part of other clubs and teams? Yes, like most of the people in our club are part of at least one or other teams. So yeah. What programming languages do I need to learn to be a part of Delta? That depends on your domain. You can contact your mentors. So yeah, it will be given in the task requirements in the induction site. So what work will the work I do in Delta be restricted to my domain? No. Suppose if you get inducted into the web dev domain, you can still apply for app dev projects, learn app dev after you join the club, or even sysad projects. So you're free to do anything. You have ML projects as well, you can work on them. So your domain is only for inductions. After you join, your domain doesn't matter. So next we have the Q&A section. So yeah, if you have any questions, please raise your hand. Come on guys, don't be shy.
Hello. Anna, like how many people will be inducted into Delta and how many are from which departments? Like
So as such, we don't have a fixed count on how many people to take every year. So whomever we find out, we just, so you can see the posts as well, who all we took, it just varies every year. And literally like we mentioned, there is no restriction on department. In our batch itself, you can find a variety of departments of people who are in. So I don't want any of you guys to have the assumption that we only take, okay, X department people, no. There's nothing like that. So I want all of you to apply and don't restrict yourself and start thinking of like whether you'll get into a club now itself or not. Focus on learning and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. I hope I answered your question. Any others? Any questions?
Hello. Yeah, so basically what does the club expect from us, like while selecting the candidates? What do you expect, what we should have that you will induct us?
Okay, so the only thing we can see is your ability to learn quickly. So the induction process, we test how fast you can learn new things, how fast you can adapt to a new thing. So that's what we test mostly. So we expect you to learn things faster and get adapted to new technology.
Thank you.
Whoever answers the best question gets a Delta sticker. Oh, ask the best questions, yeah. So guys, if you have any questions.
What is Delta's stance on using of AI tools while submitting our tasks?
So again, we will have AIs very shortly after your tasks. So when you come back to campus after the vacation. So essentially, the way the industry works right now, all of us use AI. But what matters is how much you understand and how much you have learned. So if there is just directly it is copy pasting from ChatGPT without knowing what it is, I don't think you have learned anything at the end of the day. So what I would recommend is first start from the basics and know what are the basics of any language or whatever task you work on. And then as soon as you're learning step by step, you will make progress. So using AI is something which you can do, but do it when you know what is happening in the background and you know how everything works in your code. So because we have the right to question you on what you have wrote in your code. So if you don't know what this is doing and then you are just blindly copying the code, I don't think there is any meaning to that. So yeah. Other questions, please? The Delta stickers on the line, please, guys. Okay. Hey.
Hi. When it comes to software domain, I have heard about two clubs, Delta and Spider. So what's the difference between both of these clubs?
So basically, we are the official programming club of NIT Trichy, which is Delta. Spider, look, you can learn about Spider from their induction briefing, but I'll talk about Delta. So you can see all of our campus initiatives, DAuth, DPay. Most of the fests use our services. So you can figure out how much of an impact we have on the college with the projects and the initiatives which we have. The Pragyan Games, DAuth, DPay, and we also do some admin projects as well. So figuring out the scale of impact which we have, you can really know what Delta does and how much impact we have. So I don't think I need to explain more. So for Spider, you can go for the briefing and get to know. Yeah.
So hi, I'm Bhagavan. Do you guys work multidisciplinary? You guys work with other clubs and other teams Orbit and other stuff, if we can?
So when we work with fest teams, we work with a design team. So for customer Pragyan, we work with Graphic. So we do work with other teams in such a way. And if other teams like Orbit or they want to do a project with us, sure, we can do a project with them. It's just that during fest we do have to get some designs from Graphic or we will be still in coordination with the teams. So there's nothing we restrict ourselves to this. So whatever needs to be done to get the best output and the best quality of work, we will ensure that's done. Yeah, guys.
We did see in the slide that there was no prerequisites. But then if we could start to learn something right now so that we become friendly with the fundamentals, what can we start to learn? What languages?
Yeah, after the mentor allocation is done, you can contact your mentor for us. So even if you're very new and if you need more time, you can request your mentor for deadline extension. So it will be very helpful. So yeah, after the mentor allocation, so depending on your domain, we'll answer that.
Yeah, after we joined the club, approximately how much time would we spend per week? Will we be able to manage academics and all of this stuff along with that?
For academics, I think this is a genuine question. So I think we all consider all the academics we have priority as well. So our work is not generally split you have to work for a certain X amount of hours in a week. It's generally more when the fest is near, so you'll be spending more time. So we have spent multiple all-nighters when Pragyan comes near. So there is generally no fixed amount of X hours which you have to spend a day. You just need to do, what works best for you, you can do. You can spend some hours a day working on the project, but it's not that much of a work that your academics is gonna totally get damaged or whatever. So you don't need to worry about the academics part that much because people still find time to handle academics and Delta. You will eventually end up finding time. And all the all-nighters, and if you want to skip classes, we'll also give you OT as well. So that also is taken care of.
To answer your question better, like next month we'll have Institute Day and you can see one of our club members getting a medal because he got the third highest CG in the department. So it is absolutely possible to handle both the club and academics.
Totally unrelated question. Who selected the music? Because like great music.
Okay, I guess me, Alan, Jaya, Vishwadhar, Yashwant. So yeah, that was just to keep you guys engaged.
We wanted song recommendations from you guys, but yeah. And also, I think we got this question here. Does anyone want to read that? Talk it up.
Any more questions, guys?
Do Delta alumni help in getting referral for placements?
Yeah, so we have a common group with all the Delta alumni, so you can always reach out to the Delta alumni and they'll be very sure to help. You can you saw the video of Dheeraj, so he also recently visited our campus and he was explaining how his work and all is. So you will always find alumni still wanting to keep in touch with Delta because they had amazing memories here. So they will obviously be ready to help out. You can always reach out to them. So that'll be totally fine.
By joining Delta, do you have access to supercomputer present?
The process of getting a supercomputer access is different. You have to raise it through your department for any project that you might have. That access does not come with Delta.
Yeah, I mean, I am a person who simply keeps asking why. I still wonder why the names for different clubs are like that. For example, why is Delta named Delta? And the other clubs too, why the names?
So the thing is, Delta was founded back in 2004, and we also don't know the name. But yeah, I joined the club to know. Okay, so I talked to an alumni, and his interpretation of it was, you know how the Delta symbol stands for change. Basically, they wanted to make a change in campus, which is why they named it Delta. Any other questions? No other questions?
Does anyone have any questions or can we wrap it up? After the induction process gets over, when all is standing here, you guys can come and ask us questions personally if you guys want. Does that make sense?
Okay guys, the briefing is officially over. If you want to talk to us, we'll be here for 15 or 20 minutes, so you can come and approach us personally.
This is WebUps.
It's coming, you can't stop it now. We run it, gonna mow you down. There's a new day rising, ain't gonna be no compromising. You about to see something, you about to see something. It's coming, it's coming.